All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Sarabjit Kaur and with me is Subhadra Ramachandran. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reviews preparedness of COVID-19 vaccine delivery, distribution and administration. Prime Minister to attend G20 summit beginning today. India to play important role in ensuring cost-effective and innovative healthcare solutions for future, says Union Minister Piyush Goyal. Night curfew imposed in several cities of Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat from tonight amid spike in COVID-19 cases. And 4-day-long Chhath Puja celebrations conclude with oblation to the rising sun. As the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin the bulletin with a message of precaution to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki doori for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. Now the news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a meeting to review the preparedness of COVID-19 vaccine delivery, distribution and administration. During the meeting yesterday, the Prime Minister appreciated the efforts of innovators, scientists, academicians and pharma companies in their efforts to develop vaccines and directed that every effort should be made to facilitate research, development and manufacturing of the vaccine. 5 vaccines are in advanced stages of development in India, out of which 4 are in phase 2 or 3 and 1 is in phase 1 or 2. Countries such as Bangladesh, Myanmar, Qatar, Bhutan, Switzerland, Bahrain, Austria and South Korea have shown keen interest in partnering for vaccine development of Indian vaccines and use thereof. In an effort to administer the vaccine at the first available opportunity, database of healthcare and frontline workers, augmentation of cold chains and procurement of syringes and needles are in advanced stages of preparation. The vaccine supply chain is being enhanced and non-vaccine supplies are being escalated. Medical and nursing students and faculty will be involved in training and implementation of the vaccination program. Every step is being steadily put in place to ensure that vaccines reach every location and person according to the prioritization principles. The Prime Minister has directed to work in collaboration with all reputed national and international institutions and regulators to ensure the rigor and highest global standards in Indian research and manufacturing. National Expert Group on Vaccine Administration for COVID-19, in consultation with state governments and all relevant stakeholders, have accelerated the implementation of vaccination of priority groups in the first phase. The digital platform for vaccine administration and distribution is being prepared and test runs are underway in partnership with the state and district level stakeholders. The Prime Minister reviewed the aspects of emergency use authorization and for manufacture and procurement of medicines. As the result of these phase 3 trials from national and international vaccine arrive, countries' robust and independent regulators will speedily and rigorously examine these for according authorization for use. The government has provided assistance of 900 crore rupees under COVID Suraksha Mission to support research and development of COVID-19 vaccination.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend the 15th G20 summit beginning today. The 2-day summit will be chaired by Saudi Arabia and the theme is Realizing the Opportunities of 21st Century for All. The meeting will be held in a virtual format. The summit is the second G20 leaders meeting this year. The focus of the G20 summit will be on an inclusive, resilient and sustainable recovery from the COVID-19. During the summit, the leaders will discuss pandemic preparedness and the ways and means to restore jobs. Following the telephonic conversation between the Prime Minister and Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, the last G20 Extraordinary Leaders Summit was held in March this year, where the leaders developed a timely understanding among the G20 countries to help contain the spread of COVID-19 pandemic and to forge a global coordinated response. India will enter the G20 troika along with Saudi Arabia when Italy will take over the presidency of the G20 on 1st December this year. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal has said that India will play an important role in ensuring cost-effective and innovative healthcare solutions for the future. Mr. Goyal was addressing the Asia Health 2020 Summit of Confederation of Indian Industry yesterday. The minister stressed on the importance of ensuring vaccines for COVID-19 at an affordable price to all, including less developed countries and poor. He said this common attempt to find a vaccine for COVID-19 has really brought everyone together. Mr. Goyal said that our homegrown vaccine is progressing at a rapid speed, but at the same time, as Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, till we get a vaccine shot, we cannot be complacent about the pandemic. He said history will laud India's contribution in the fight against pandemic. Describing the lockdown in the country as fully justified, the minister said the WHO has often said that lockdown in India truly helped the nation prepare itself for pandemic and ensured that Indians come out of pandemic relatively better than many other developed countries.
The COVID-19 recovery rate of the country has further improved to 93.60%. More than 84,28,000 people have recovered so far. In the past 24 hours, 44,807 recoveries have been reported across the country. The active cases currently comprise only 4.93% of the total positive cases, and the total number of active cases in the country is 4,43,794. The Health and Family Welfare Ministry said yesterday a total of 45,882 new cases of COVID-19 have been reported in the country within 24 hours. In one day, 584 deaths have been reported, taking the nationwide toll to 1,32,162. The case fatality rate stood at 1.47% in the country, which is one of the lowest globally. The Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has released the back-end code of Arogya Setu app in open domain. The source code of the Android and iOS versions were released earlier, and the back-end source code is also being released as per the policy of Government of India to share all code repositories with developer community. The ministry in a statement said that Arogya Setu has proved to be very useful in India's fight against COVID-19, and release of the source code of the Arogya Setu app is a step in the direction of reaffirming government's commitment to complete transparency. The ministry said the app has been downloaded by more than 16.43 crore users and has greatly augmented the efforts of frontline health workers in the fight against COVID-19. It has helped identify Bluetooth contacts of COVID-positive users and issued alerts for helping people to stay safe.
Post-Diwali, Chhattisgarh is witnessing a surge in COVID-19 cases. The total number of coronavirus cases in the state has reached about 2,20,000 so far. Our correspondent reports more than 1,95,000 people have recovered from the infection in the state after treatment.
In Chhattisgarh, several steps have been taken in the state capital Raipur to control the spread of COVID infection. The Chief Medical and Health Officer of the district has sent a proposal to the administration to establish COVID testing center at every point of entry in Raipur city. This proposal states that people coming to Raipur from other states or district should be subjected to rapid antigen test, and if any of them are found positive, they should be kept in a hospital or home isolation according to their health status. Meanwhile, the municipal corporation in Raigad city of Chhattisgarh has appointed the persons from third gender community as a sanitation commando to make people aware of the necessary measures to prevent corona infection. Vikalp Shukla, AIR News, Raipur.
The Tamilnadu Health Department has said an exhaustive COVID-19 vaccine delivery plan will be unveiled once their clinical trials are completed. Meanwhile, the state witnessed 1,688 new cases yesterday, and the active caseload has dipped further to 13,404. We have more from our correspondent.
In Chennai, clinical trials of 2 vaccines are currently underway, as approved by the Indian Council for Medical Research. The Covishield, developed by Oxford University and the pharma major AstraZeneca, and Bharat Biotech's Covaxin are the two vaccine candidates that are undergoing field trials in Chennai. The State Health Minister Dr. Vijay Bhaskar told reporters in Chennai yesterday that once the trials are over and the Union government gives the go-ahead, the delivery mechanism will be put in place to cover the population in the state. She urged the public to continue to wear masks and follow social distancing. Jai Singh, AR News, Chennai.
Karnataka's COVID-19 positivity rate is 1.46% and case fatality rate is 0.95%. Since October 11, the day-wise, new positive cases are declining. The state reported 1,781 new COVID cases yesterday and 2,181 recoveries. Karnataka has recorded a healthy recovery rate of 95.8%. Total active cases have come down to 24,752, out of which 539 are in ICU. 17 deaths were reported due to COVID during the last 24 hours. And out of 30 districts, 21 districts reported 0 deaths. The days taken to double the COVID cases have declined to 68 days. Bengaluru Urban District continues to report the highest number of new cases. It contributed 1,067 new cases yesterday and 6 deaths. The district has 17,663 active cases. The state conducted 1,21,612 COVID tests yesterday, out of which 1,03,801 were RT-PCR tests. Karnataka has attracted over 1.20 lakh crore rupees investments during the COVID-19 pandemic period. State's Deputy Chief Minister C.N. Ashwath Narayan has informed that Karnataka has become one of the top investment destinations of the country. Speaking to the media persons on the sidelines of Bengaluru Tech Summit yesterday in Bengaluru, he said that the state is setting up Karnataka Digital Economy Mission with the target of achieving $150 billion IT exports in the next 5 years. Over 7,000 startups, e-commerce and other economy-boosting companies will be promoted through the mission. The minister informed that Karnataka is looking at achieving $300 billion business from IT or IT-related sectors. During a panel discussion on the fintech sector, Infosys co-founder Nandan Nilekani said that UPI payment gateway is very advanced and robust, which logged in 2 billion transactions last month. Speaking in the same forum, the ambassador of France in India, Emmanuel Lenain, said that there are 150 French companies in Karnataka and French city Bengaluru is home to young French and Indian entrepreneurs, bringing both the ecosystems together. You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reviews preparedness of COVID-19 vaccine delivery, distribution and administration. Prime Minister to attend the G20 summit beginning today. India to play important role in ensuring cost-effective and innovative healthcare solutions for future, says Union Minister Piyush Goyal. Night curfew imposed in several cities of Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat from tonight amid spike in COVID-19 cases. And 4-day-long Chhath Puja celebrations conclude with oblation to rising sun. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
Night curfew is being imposed in several cities of Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat from tonight amid spike in COVID-19 cases. The Gujarat government has decided to impose night curfew in Surat, Vadodara and Rajkot from 9 p.m. tonight. The decision to impose curfew in the three cities was announced by Deputy Chief Minister Nitin Patel at Gandhinagar last evening. Addressing media persons, Mr. Patel said the night curfew will remain in force from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. until further orders. He appealed to the people not to panic and stay away from rumour as there are enough beds available in the hospitals. Earlier, a weekend curfew was imposed in Ahmedabad from 9 p.m. yesterday to curb the rising cases of coronavirus. More details on this from our Ahmedabad correspondent.
According to state government, the aim of the curfew in different cities is to check the recent spike in COVID-19 cases in the state. The weekend curfew will remain in force in Ahmedabad city till 6 a.m. on Monday morning. The night curfew will be implemented from 9 p.m. today in Surat, Vadodara and Rajkot, while it will be effective in Ahmedabad from Monday 9 p.m. Only medical stores, milk parlours and petrol pumps will remain open during the curfew period. state transport buses will not operate from curfew-bound cities. According to State Health Department, 1,420 new cases of COVID-19 reported in Gujarat during the last 24 hours. Number of active cases in the state has crossed the 13,000 mark. Yogesh Pandya, Air News, Ahmedabad.
Madhya Pradesh has also decided to impose night curfew in 5 cities due to increasing coronavirus cases in the state. However, government has made it clear that complete lockdown will not be imposed. We have a report.
There will be a night curfew from today in Indore, Bhopal, Gwalior, Ratlam and Vidisha from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. The government has decided to close schools up to 8th till December 31st in the state. The colleges will also remain closed. Students from class 9 to college level can come to school and colleges for guidance as per the COVID-19 guidelines. The cinema halls can still operate with 50% sitting capacity as per the prior arrangements. In a review meeting held in Bhopal on COVID-19 yesterday, Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan directed that a meeting of crisis management groups in all the districts should be called and get suggestions regarding the status of corona.
प्रदेश के 5 जिलों में पिछले सप्ताह से तेजी से पॉजिटिव केस बढ़े हैं। इसलिए फैसला किया है कि 21 नवंबर की रात 10 बजे से सवेरे 6 बजे तक रात्रिकालीन कर्फ्यू इन शहरों में लगाया जाएगा। जब तक कोरोना के केसेस कम नहीं होती, कर्फ्यू जारी रहेगा।
संजीव शर्मा, AIR News, Bhopal.
Talking to All India Radio, Dr. A.K. Varshney of RML Hospital in Delhi spoke about the situation in the national capital due to the rising number of coronavirus cases in the city. He advised people to avoid crowded places and gatherings to stay safe.
सारे अस्पतालों के जो भी हमारे आईसीयू के बेड हैं या वेंटिलेटर बेड हैं, वो लगभग भर चुके हैं और एडमिशन होना बहुत मुश्किल है, क्योंकि लोग इस बीमारी को गंभीरता से नहीं ले रहे हैं। और ये वायरस इतना इन्फेक्शस है कि अगर एक व्यक्ति को वायरस है और उसके संपर्क में कोई व्यक्ति 2-3 फीट में आता है और अगर मास्क दोनों नहीं लगाए तो वायरस का संक्रमण होना बिल्कुल ही स्वाभाविक है। एक तरफ आस्था है और एक तरफ इन्फेक्शन है। भगवान की कोई भी पूजा है हम अपने घर में अलग से आसानी से कर सकते हैं। कोई भी जो चाहे हम मंदिरों में जाना हो या किसी भी पूजा स्थल पे जाना हो या कोई भी सामाजिक, चाहे देखिए अब शादियों का मौसम आ रहा है, लोग आप बाजारों में खरीदारी करने के लिए जा रहे हैं, तो कोशिश है कि भाई भीड़ इकट्ठी ना करें।
World Health Organization WHO Chief Scientist Dr. Soumya Swaminathan has said that antiviral drug remdesivir, often used in the treatment of coronavirus infection, has been dropped from the pre-qualification list, an official list of medicines, because of negative recommendations. Remdesivir has received worldwide attention as a potentially effective treatment for severe COVID-19 and is increasingly being used to treat patients in the hospital. Canada's largest city, Toronto, is moving back into lockdown after a spike in COVID-19 cases across the country. The city will close most non-essential businesses and services beginning Monday. There are currently about 5,000 new cases of coronavirus a day across the country. Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a review meeting yesterday with top security officials in the wake of killing of 4 JEM terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir. Mr. Modi, in a tweet, asserted that security forces have thwarted the efforts of terrorists to wreak major havoc and destruction. Mr. Modi wrote on Twitter that security forces have once again displayed utmost bravery, and it was due to their alertness that a nefarious plot to target grassroots-level democratic exercises in Jammu and Kashmir was defeated. Home Minister Amit Shah, NSA Ajit Doval, Foreign Secretary and top intelligence officials were present at the review meeting.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will grace the 8th convocation of Pandit Deen Dayal Petroleum University at Gandhinagar in Gujarat today via video conferencing. At the convocation, about 2,600 students will be awarded degree and diploma. The Prime Minister will lay the foundation stone of 45 megawatt production of plant of monocrystalline solar photovoltaic panel and Centre of Excellence on Water Technology. The convocation will also witness the Prime Minister inaugurating Innovation and Incubation Centre, Technology Business Incubation, Translational Research Centre and Sports Complex at the Pandit Deen Dayal Petroleum University. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will lay the foundation stone of rural drinking water supply project at Mirzapur and Sonbhadra districts of Vindhyachal region of Uttar Pradesh tomorrow through video conferencing. The total estimated cost of the project is over 5,555 crore rupees. The projects are planned to be completed in 24 months. The projects will provide household tap water connections in all rural households of 2,995 villages. It will benefit about 42 lakh population of these districts.
Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank held a review meeting regarding the progress of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan scheme, UBA, through video conferencing. During the meeting yesterday, Mr. Pokhriyal stressed that UBA should be instrumental in sensitizing the school teachers regarding the National Education Policy 2020. The minister highlighted the need for a portal which will serve as an interactive platform for different institutions wherein they can share success stories and motivate each other. Mr. Pokhriyal suggested to carry out a state-wide study and to set targets regarding the parameters under UBA such as improvement in literacy and healthcare, among others. The minister appreciated IIT Delhi for the progress made under UBA. Union Home Minister Amit Shah will reach Chennai this afternoon on a 2-day visit to Tamilnadu. During his visit, the Home Minister will lay the foundation stone for the second phase of Chennai Metro Rail and will dedicate the 5th reservoir for the city, Thavoi Kandigai near Chennai, to cater to its water needs. Later in the evening, Mr. Amit Shah will meet senior leaders of the state BJP. His meeting assumes significance as the state goes to the Assembly General Elections by May next year.
Union Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister Narendra yesterday inaugurated the Seismic Survey Campaign by Oil India Limited. The survey under the Open Acreage Licensing Policy (OALP) will be undertaken in 5 blocks of 8 districts of Odisha in the Mahanadi Basin and nearby areas. We have a report.
Declaring the campaign open through virtual mode, the Union Minister, Mr. Pradhan, said that the commercial production of oil and gas from the Mahanadi Basin will be a game changer in the socio-economic development of Odisha. He said this will also thrust Odisha and the Eastern India on the path of progress and prosperity in sync with the vision of Purvodaya. Wishing success to Oil India in their exploration efforts, Mr. Pradhan hoped that the Mahanadi Basin will emerge as an established and important hydrocarbon reserve in the oil map of India. Girish Chandra Das, AIR News, Bhubaneswar.
The 4-day-long celebrations of Chhath Puja concluded this morning with devotees paying oblation to the rising sun in different parts of the country. The festival, which began on Wednesday, concluded with devotees offering Prata Aragya to the rising sun and ending their 36-hour-long fast by taking Chhath Prasad. This is called Paran. This year, the festival was celebrated amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Several people offered their prayers to Sun God at their homes, in artificial ponds and water bodies, maintaining COVID-19 protocols. As per tradition, devotees worship the Sun God and his wife Usha to express gratitude and seek their blessings on Chhath. In Bihar, devotees started gathering at banks of various rivers, including Ganga, Kosi, Ghandak, and Son, early this morning to offer their prayers to the Sun God. More from our correspondent.
Devotees and festivities of the Chhath Puja offered Prata Argya on the banks of Ganga, Kosi, Gandak, Bagmati, Mahananda, Ghagra and other rivers of the state. Special prayers were offered at historic and sun temples at Aurangabad, Rohtas, Patna, Bhojpur, Nalanda, Nawada and some other places of mythological importance. On the Indo-Nepal border, a large number of people of both the countries offered prayers to the rising sun at Valmiki Nagar, Gandak Barrage. Due to COVID-19 pandemic, this year there was depletion in number of footfalls witnessed at public access Chhath Ghat. The Chhath Puja committees disseminated the message about corona protection and precautionary measures through tableaux and statues at their puja pandals. Dharmendra Kumar Rai, AIR News, Patna.
In Uttar Pradesh, Chhath Puja celebrations were held this morning in several parts of the state, with people paying oblation to the rising sun at banks of rivers and water bodies. Our correspondent has the details.
Thousands of devotees gathered on the banks of rivers and water bodies across the state and especially in districts of eastern parts this morning to pay respect to the rising sun. The 4 days long festival completed today morning when devotees gave argh to Lord Sun. The worship of setting sun was also done with great enthusiasm yesterday evening. Special arrangements were made at ghats by the administration. Thermal screening was also being done at many places. State government had allowed people to celebrate the festival on the banks of the rivers and water bodies with strict adherence to social distancing. Chhath Puja usually witness huge crowd, but this year amid corona pandemic, many people decided to celebrate it at their homes. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have greeted people on the occasion.
World Fisheries Day is being celebrated today. The day is observed every year on 21st of November to demonstrate solidarity with all fisher-folk communities, fish farmers and concerned stakeholders throughout the world. In the 7th season of the Indian Super League football in Goa, ATK Mohun Bagan beat Kerala Blasters yesterday. The commencement of the tournament also marks the return of the first major live sporting action in India after the COVID-19 lockdown. In the season opener, ATK Mohun Bagan secured a 1-0 win over Kerala Blasters. Today, Northeast United FC will open its campaign against Mumbai City FC at the Tilak Maidan Stadium in Goa. Air quality in the national capital Delhi is in the very poor category this morning as the air quality index AQI was recorded at 264 at 7 a.m. And now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital is likely to experience cold wave with temperature varying between 8 and 24 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will observe partly cloudy sky. Temperature will vary between 22 and 33 degrees Celsius. Chennai, the temperatures will hover between 25 and 33 degrees Celsius. In Kolkata, the minimum temperature was 21 degrees Celsius, while the maximum could go up to 31 degrees Celsius. In Jammu, the minimum temperature was 9 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 26 degrees Celsius. In Gilgit, the sky will be mainly clear, with temperature hovering between -1 degree and 15 degrees Celsius. Muzaffarabad is likely to have mainly clear sky. It might become partly cloudy towards afternoon. The temperatures will move from 3 to 15 degrees Celsius.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Most newspapers today open up with the statement of the Prime Minister on the killing of terrorists belonging to the Jaish-e-Mohammed. The Hindu headline reads, Jaish plot to target democratic exercise in J&K foiled. Modi praises security forces, says efforts by terrorists to wreak havoc thwarted. Reporting on the COVID front, the Pioneer informed Delhi starts door-to-door COVID survey. Program aims at identifying, testing symptomatic people living in containment zones, densely packed areas. With the weather changing its colors, mercury dips to 7.5 degrees Celsius as winter arrives in the capital, writes the Hindustan Times. RBI working on opening doors to major corporate houses. Big business houses may be allowed to set up banks, writes the Economic Times. The Asian Age carries a picture of women from Bihar tastefully dressed up to perform rituals on the occasion of Chhath Puja in Burari area of New Delhi. And finally, with distancing, ghat art, pollution measures, Haridwar prepares for COVID Mahakumbh. Besides Indian artists, street art practitioners from Malaysia, Japan, Australia, Switzerland, France, Nepal have been roped in, informs the Indian Express.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reviews preparedness of COVID-19 vaccine delivery, distribution and administration. Prime Minister to attend the G20 summit beginning today. India to play important role in ensuring cost-effective and innovative healthcare solutions for future, says Union Minister Piyush Goyal. Night curfew imposed in several cities of Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat from tonight amid spike in COVID-19 cases. And 4-day-long Chhath Puja celebrations conclude with oblation to the rising sun. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.